Hello, and welcome to this channel. I'm Lottie. I love to crochet, especially amigurumi, and I'm starting my crochet business from scratch with no small business experience whatsoever. Today, with you. So thank you so much for being here, and let's get into the video. I want to introduce myself a little bit first, and then we're going to get into the crochet and business details, what I'm currently working on to get my business set up, and also in preparation of my very first in-person event. My name is Lottie Rose. I used to teach English, German, and PE to 7th through 12th graders. But ever since my son was born 3 months ago, I switched over to my new full-time occupation as a stay-at-home mom. About a year ago, I found out that I was pregnant with my first baby, and I wanted to make something special for my mom in order to tell her that we're expecting. I remembered how my sister-in-law crocheted little hats for her babies when she was pregnant, and I thought that was so cute. So I basically decided overnight that I was going to teach myself how to crochet and make something for my mom. I did some research, ordered hooks and yarn on Amazon, and watched a few tutorials for the most basic stitches to start out with. After I made a couple of practice swatches, I stumbled upon this adorable bunny tutorial by the Mary J here on YouTube. So then I knew exactly what I wanted to make. I ordered a little book that says, "Grandma Loves You," and it has Grandma Bunny and Baby Bunny on the cover. And to match that, I crocheted a baby blanket and that little bunny that you see in the tutorial. It took me a bit of practice to get the blanket right, but I was so happy with how it turned out, and so proud of myself for making it. Here's a little clip of how I surprised my mom with it. From that moment on, and yes, I'm going to use the most obvious pun everybody uses, I was absolutely hooked with the art of crocheting. My second creation after that was actually Ninetales from my best friend's birthday. I'm a Nintendo girl, so I love everything Nintendo. I grew up playing Pokemon, Mario Kart, Zelda, Animal Crossing, and I love that through crocheting, I'm able to make all these plushies that I wish I had as a girl of all these Nintendo characters or book characters. Now I'm approaching the 1-year anniversary of starting my crochet journey in July. And so far, I've made lots and lots of amigurumis, started my Instagram page, and even sold my first couple of commissions. Honestly, I'm already very proud that I stuck with it for a whole year and that it's going pretty well. I want to share my journey with you, and I think it's very valuable to start documenting everything from early on while I'm still figuring it all out, so you can see what it's actually like to start a small handmade business and maybe even start alongside with me. I also think in general it's so fun to document bits and pieces of your life so you can fondly look back one day on that time and see how far you've come. Especially this time of my life where I have a young baby, it's priceless to have all these memories recorded somewhere so I can look back on them when I'm older. So the plan is to make these cozy vlogs, educate, build community, and even film a couple of tutorials on this channel. It's first and foremost about crocheting, but I will sprinkle in some cozy gaming, some mommy life, and just some everyday life stuff in general. first of all, I want to help support my family financially. I'm choosing to stay home with my baby for a while. And since I'm bringing in no income at the moment, I thought, why not sell the plushies I'm making anyway? As a teacher, I always dreamed of working from home like some of my friends, and since my family lives in a different country and I would love to see them more often, it is even more important now that I can do something that's not tied to a certain location. And finally, it's to challenge myself and see if I can do it. This is something completely different from my previous job, and I just want to learn something new and see how far I can get with it. But enough about me, let's talk some crochet business. I want to share with you my current to-do list for starting my small business. So first of all, what have I already done? On my list, the number one has always been hone your craft. Practice, practice, practice. Of course, I need to crochet every day to get better at my craft and become a true expert in my field. Come up with a business name and logo. The business name I decided to go with is Rosy Little Cheeks. I came up with the name because of a few reasons. If you see crochet plushies, people often add little blush to their cheeks, and I thought that was so cute. And I wanted to make that kind of a signature thing that I do it to all my plushies, and I think it's cute that that's their rosy little cheeks. And also, when I think of babies, I often think about their rosy cheeks and their cuteness. And lastly, it also fits with my middle name Rose, so that's why I came up with Rosy Little Cheeks. My logo is the little bunny, and of course we had to give him the rosy cheeks. And the bunny is kind of representative of the first plushie I made for my mom and to tell her about the baby. Also, a fun little side note, my husband and I, when we first knew that we were pregnant, obviously we didn't know what gender it was yet, and so we started calling our baby our little peach bunny. So that definitely gave me the idea for the bunny in my logo. Next up, make an email address for the business. Of course, I wanted to go with Gmail because it gives you all the storage, the docs, and everything you need with it. Unfortunately, believe it or not, Rosy Little Cheeks was already taken, so I had to go with lottie.rosy@gmail.com. Next up was start showcasing your work. This was really exciting when I first started my Instagram and started sharing what I crocheted. And I found this whole Instagram community of crocheters, and especially very niche. There's a lot of crocheters that like to make Pokemon, and it's so fun to see everybody's work. And it's just so welcoming and loving, and I've even done some pattern tests for people. So I love Instagram as a user. I still have to figure out what's the best way to share my work. I don't have a ton of followers yet, but it's just fun to use it and fun to talk to other crocheters on there. Organize the different aspects of your life and business in Notion. This one was kind of important, especially while taking care of a baby. I did not know that Notion was free. For some reason, I always assumed that you have to pay no matter what to use it. Then I heard more and more YouTubers talk about Notion and business owners, artists, crocheters, and I just had to look it up, and actually it's so cool and so fun to organize everything in there. And my husband and I, we can share a calendar, and he has a Notion now, so I'm pretty new to it still, but so far I really, really like it, and it's really useful to stay organized. Take a few commissions to practice fulfilling orders. And this includes figuring out an online payment system. I use Square now, and I send invoices to my customers. I had to get shipping supplies, print labels, and send out orders with USPS, and even get thank you notes printed. That's all done, and that was so exciting to get all of that set up. Next, I had to pencil down my first in-person event in the calendar. This was kind of tricky because in my little town there is this wonderful music and arts festival, and I was planning on going there. It's 4 days, and I was so excited for it, but now I booked my flight to go to Germany during that time, so I'm gonna miss the festival, but that's okay. Also, there was another festival I was planning on doing. However, there's a wedding that weekend. Of course, that's more important. So now my first event is in September, and it's the LEP, the Long Expected Party, that my husband organizes with his friend Lane. They actually run a Lord of the Rings podcast, and this is a big event they have been planning for a while. And actually, our town now started to participate, all the merchants in town, and it's starting to become a little festival. And I'm going to vend at that festival. And then lastly, on this part of the list, we have start a YouTube channel and make your first video. And if you're watching this, then this part is already crossed off the list. So I'll be very proud once that is actually done. Now, what are some things on my list that I still need to do? I have to get a vendor license. A couple days ago, I actually learned that you have to have a vendor license in order to vend at events. So, I have to take care of that. And I have to plan out the whole LEP event and prepare for that, not just crocheting the actual items, but I have to get a tablecloth, baskets and displays, a banner, maybe a better card reader, some cash for change. So there are still lots to do. I'll definitely document that as well. Next up, I want to launch an online shop website. So I still haven't decided if I want to do both Ko-Fi and Etsy, but I'm definitely going to start with Ko-Fi. So I actually already have the Ko-Fi page kind of set up already, but I still have to go in and refine it, add some more details and do some designing to it. But the goal is before LEP, I want my Ko-Fi shop to be up and running, and so that people can order through that. Then I also want to build out my studio space / office a little bit, and this goes kind of hand in hand with the last point, make your second YouTube video. So I want to document how I build out my space upstairs so we don't have an extra room for an office right now that I would like to use. We do have our basement, but I don't like being in the basement a lot, so I would love to have tons of natural light actually, and our bedroom is perfect for that, and my desk is already in there, so I'm going to use my bedroom and make it into an office space for this business and for this YouTube channel. I have tons of other ideas, but I would love it so much if you would say hi in the comments and tell me if you have any questions about crocheting or starting a small handmade business in general that I could make a video about. This brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for making it this far, and I hope I'll see you again in the next video.